Hello, everybody. It's NihonTiger. Welcome to a Minecraft world that is fresh, it's new, and most importantly, it is in Minecraft 1.9. This is actually pre-release number 4, so it's still a snapshot, but we are very much in the 1.9, and as I promised a long time ago, I sat down, I did some number crunching, I did some research, and we're going to do a video today kind of highlighting some of the changes that are in 1.9 that will affect the way UHC is played, and there are some significant changes, as well as perhaps do some theory crafting here. So over here, this little mountain that this is a beautiful world, by the way. This little mountain that I ended up on top of, or this little area that I was at. So we have a lot of small changes and some pretty significant changes as well. I'm going to go through some of them here real quick. Just to give a couple quick shout outs, there is a fellow by the name of ocellotemc, who did a big old informative post on Reddit that went over some of the changes, and I used some of his help, the wiki, and all the patch notes. But, yep, let's get cracking here. So here you can see we've got the golden apple and the all-powerful notch apple. This one is in fact a little bit different now. It used to be that you could craft these and they gave regen 5 for 30 seconds. They no longer do that. They will give regen 2 for 20 seconds, absorption 4 for 2 minutes, which will get you 8 full hearts, and fire and regular resistance 1 for 5 minutes. So, let me go ahead and munch that just to kind of show you. You can see on the right there, we have our buffs. We have our 8 apples. If I go in here, I've got regen 2 for 10 seconds, absorption 4 for what will be 2 minutes, and resistance and fire resistance here. So we'll let that. And one of the cool little things with the HUD now is you can see when your various buffs are actually going to wear off. So for example, if I have a speed buff, the little wing that shows up for speed will show up in the top right corner, and it will fade away when I am going to lose my buff. So I no longer have to just worry about going in here and tabbing and checking unless I want to know the specific times. So that is one change that is very obvious. But the apples will still make you kind of godly. Still kind of godly, not as much as it used to be, because you can't craft them. They are now only available in loot chests in dungeons, desert temples, and abandoned mine shafts. Speaking of which, I don't have an example here, but gold ingots can now spawn in dungeon chests. String now spawns in desert temple chests. Mine shafts no longer have saddles and iron horse armor, but they do get golden apples and torches. Number of strongholds, they've changed some of the tables around with some of the loot for strongholds as far as enchants and stuff. There's now 128 in each world rather than just 3, and they are generated in a ring form going out, I believe, every 1,000 chunks or so, 1,000 blocks or chunks, or whatever it is, but they go out in a ring. So as you go further and further, the rings get larger and there's more strongholds out there. If you are in a mine shaft, and unfortunately I have not been able to find a mine shaft around here at all. So where is it? Decorative blocks. Cobweb. Okay. And where are they at? Submitter tools, right? Yep, right there. Shears. Okay. The old game. Let's put down some cobweb. And we'll get a sword out as well. It used to be that you could not get cobwebs from shears. We'll go back to Game 0. You couldn't get cobwebs from shears unless they had silk touch on them. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's no longer the case. Any kind of shear will drop a cobweb on it. So if you want string from a cobweb, you got to use a sword or non-shear item to get to it. That's the only way that works now. Oh, look at what we have here. Well, if it isn't our old friend the boat. In fact, this is a spruce boat, and all of the different wood types make boat types now. So it's got little oars on the side of it. And they do move. Oh, careful now. They do move, and boats have been somewhat fixed. They're still a little floaty, but they're not as floaty as they used to be. So Used to be able to kind of just do this and then drift. Now they come to kind of a dead stop, and they turn a lot easier too. The turning radius is a lot sharper. If I can go F5 here. I mean, these things like drift now. It's like doing initial D, multi-track boat drifting or something. Nah, I'm kidding. But boats they're a lot more mobile now, so you don't quite have to worry about them drifting to the wrong spot, and they seem to stay where you get out of them. So again, another nice thing is that if I come over here, I want to drift over here, get on my boat. Oh, that was weird. Kind of moved over there, but my boat's going to stay here. It's not going to drift all the way across to the other side. Though you can push them, but that's about it. Even pushing them, you can see that they basically drift a little bit, and then they come to a dead stop. So the old boat mechanics are done and gone, and that is probably not much of a change for UHC. But just a heads up in case you are worried about running into things or running into problems with boats. It seems like a lot of the boat issues have been fixed. Another entirely new item are the beetroots here, and they're really just another food source. So we got beetroot seeds, you got beetroots themselves, and beetroot soup. Let's see if we can get a little bit of hungry here. We'll go over to the village. Beetroots are another crop, and they grow in villages. In fact, if we go over here to this village, this 1.9 village, there should be, yep, right here. In fact, see these right here, these little dudes? Those are beetroots. So they will grow in the villages now alongside carrots and potatoes. I don't know if they've added in additional, I guess you could say, additional gardens here for beetroots to generate in, but they seem to be, oh, we're getting a little hungry. Okay, that's good. But they seem to be taking up at least one spot that perhaps would otherwise go to a carrot or a potato. So I don't know if there's a difference in the number of potatoes that grow in villages anymore. So beetroots can be used to craft the beetroot soup, in which you need 6 beetroots and a bowl. And they can also be used to craft red rose dye, like that. So got some options. By the way, they heal 1 hunger notch. The beetroot soup leaves behind a bowl and eats up 6 hunger notches. So a little bit better, but really you're just kind of condensing a bunch of beets down into a bowl. So I don't know if that's going to get much use in UHC, because I think a lot of people are probably just going to stick with the tried and true steaks and various foods. Oh hey, do you hear that? It's the sound of a furnace going. Yes, so furnaces, when they're powered, now have a little sound. You can't really hear it from too far away. Actually, you can hear it, but it's not going to be loud enough, I think, where it's going to be a thing that you could hear if you're caving and you're like digging around somebody's little hidey hole where they're smelting up some gold or something. I don't think it's going to be something where you can hear it, but it is a thing that you can hear. So keep an ear out for it, I guess. But the other big change is, whoa, look at that. It's a brewing stand. What is this? It's got blaze powder up here. And there's a little bar here, a little progress bar that's filled in. What is that? And what is the splash water bottle I've got here? That is all very interesting and new. So, let me see if I can find it here. Where did I put that thing? No, that's not it. You know what? I think I died and I lost it. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a flint and steel. And I will show you what the splash water bottle does and what it doesn't do. It's very, very important to know the difference here. So you can now make splash potions of any water bottle type or any bottle type. And that includes water bottles. So something like the splash water bottle, it's going to operate just like a regular splash potion, but it extinguishes flame. So if I do that, you can see it puts out fire. It's very cool. Very nice. Very interesting. So, other big important thing, the other addition is this lingering water bottle. And that's done. All these things are done using Dragon's Breath. So Dragon's Breath is a new item that you get from taking a bottle into the end. And when you're fighting the dragon, he will do she will do a breath attack, and you can at that point click on where the breath is at and get this Dragon's Breath bottle, and that is used for turning splash water bottles into lingering water bottles. So you can see it doing its thing here, and you can also see the brewing stand is doing its thing. So each of these blaze powders will work up to 20, I guess you could call them brewing transformations. So there we go. We have a lingering water bottle now. And these operate very similarly to the splash water bottle, but they linger. Or in this case, the lingering water bottle doesn't really linger. It splashes out because it doesn't have an effect. So it operates pretty much the exact same way as the other one. And I bet you're wondering, well, now we can put out fire with a splash water bottle or a lingering water bottle, Nihon. We don't need water buckets to put ourselves out if we catch on fire. Well, I'm on fire, and that didn't do anything. So the answer to that is nope, you still need a water bucket. Also, by the way, if you heard, the water bucket makes a new sound. So, yep, the splash potions of water are not going to put you out if you're on fire. Just an important thing to keep in mind at UHC, because I know the water bucket is king when you're dealing with flame bows, with flint and steel, with lava bucketing. You know, it's not going to work like that. So, as I mentioned, Dragon's Breath is a new item that you get from the end dragon fight, which means that the splash potions are probably still going to be king. The lingering potions, I don't expect to really have to deal with those a lot, because what's going to happen is you're not going to go into the end to fight a dragon unless you're doing a dragon rush or a race to the end style UHC, in which case you are already going to the end and your goal is to kill the dragon. So what good's potions going to be at the end of the fight? You're not gonna take time out and just be like, oh, I need to go and do a thing. But I'm still going to talk about these just a little bit because they are interesting if you come across them in the real world. And I don't know if they spawn in chests or anything like that. They probably don't. But let's say you get a game mode where you get a lingering potion to start with, or maybe you get a choice, and this could be a thing that could be added to a community-style, community-run UHC that's non-vanilla in the future. So the way these work is, you know, if you're not brewing them from Dragon, if you're just using them, you're not necessarily brewing them. Any potion, any splash potion that you put in there with a Dragon's Breath in a brewing stand will turn into a lingering potion if you let it brew down. There's two uses for these, which are using them to apply an effect over an area, or using them to craft special kind of arrows that we'll get into in a moment, which are actually very important to mention. As I said, these are not likely to be used to require an end trip, and you're probably not going to the end as much as you might go to the nether. So the way they work is, let's take a look at this lingering potion of strength. So as you can see too, they have their potion lengths are identical to the splash potion lengths, and those that don't have a length to them kind of have about a 30-second interval where they work. And I think these all, as far as how long they last in their radius, is about 30 seconds. I'll explain that in a second here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down this lingering potion of strength. And you can see it kind of makes a 3x3 area here. And if I walk into that 3x3 area, I get strength. And that strength is applied to me for whatever the duration of that potion would have been had I drunk it or splashed it on myself. You can see the actual area for which the potion is in effect for, it slowly begins to decrease from a 3-block radius down to 0 over 30 seconds. So you can see it getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually it just kind of disappears. It goes down to 1 block and then poof, poof, disappears. The lingering effects are about a quarter as powerful as they would be if you just drank the straight up potion. Which I think is pretty similar to the. I'll have to take a look at the numbers again, but I think it's pretty similar to the effects of the splash potions as well. And if not, just know that you're not getting as much out of them as you normally would. The ones that are most interesting to me are going to be the harming and healing potions, which are the ones that might actually get the most use, plus the poison potions, which again you're probably going to just use the splash potion poison if you're going to deal with that. And I'll talk more about what I'm doing there in a moment. Actually, you know what? Let's just set the time of day. Burn. Oh, actually, no. Come here. If I throw that down there, did that work? That didn't work. Well, you know what? I'm gonna come over here. Cow, you're gonna be my test subject. I'm sorry. Look at that. See, that's a lingering potion of harming too. The effects on those are only half as much as they would be for a regular potion, but essentially, if you do manage to get a lingering potion of harming or poison or healing maybe not so much. Healing might be a little more useless because anything that walks into that gets healed. But instead of you getting healed yourself, but throwing down a harming potion or a poison potion that's a lingering potion is incredibly powerful, and I can imagine those getting nerfed or banned from a lot of UHCs simply because they could be effectively used as a zoning tool to keep people. If you have say a stack of them, you could literally, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Let's go to game mode 1. I'll just go get a stack for myself. What am I saying here? Giving theories when I can actually go ahead and prove them. So let's get 5 of these. Let's fill our hot bar here with I'll take away the sword. Let's fill our hot bar with these lingering potions of harming, and we'll go back to game mode 0 just for doing it in survival. But let's go ahead and just sprinkle these around us here. Look at that. I've got effectively a zone that you cannot walk into because all of that's just damage. That's just pure damage that you're going to get hit by if you're walking through that area. So, if I go through here and I run, you see I'm taking damage. So I took a heart and a half without any sort of armor. But that is kind of the power of the lingering potions, and those, specifically the poison ones and the harming ones, I think will be, if they get into UHC somehow, it will be very powerful items to use. I don't suspect that they will. Alright, one of the things to mention as well, there are these Electrode Thingies. If you go here and you go ahead and they go on your chest plate, they're basically wings. And the way they work is you have to be sprinting, and then you have to, you have to jump and then hit space, and you glide like that. So they're not going to be very useful in UHCs because of the fact that they're found in end cities. So, like the Dragon's Breath, you're not going to really go to the end and grab these. But I just wanted to show them off because there's a very cool little thing you can do with them. Where is my... there it is. Bow. Yeah, I don't have any arrows. Crap. Why didn't I grab arrows? It's a good question, Nihon. Why didn't you grab arrows? You dummy butt. Alright, so, sack of arrows. Meh. Got game mode 0. Let's go on top of this mountain over here, somewhere else really cool. So what you can do with the Elytra is you can play Batman if you're bold and or stupid enough to do it. I think it's probably not going to be a thing that's going to get much use because of the fact that, you have to go to the end to get them. And plus, I'm going to show you here exactly why it's cool to use them in this manner. It's also very stupid to use them in this manner. So let's go ahead and hop on up here. We're just going to get some height. And we're going to Batman. Look at that. You can shoot while you are gliding, which is very cool. And you do glide at a pretty fast pace right there. But the problem is you can get shot out of the air. So you've got to have the element of surprise. And you've actually also got to have these equipped, which means you don't have a chest plate, which means you're running on less armor, which is not good. So, again, I don't suspect you will see this in UHC, but I thought, hey, if we're theory crafting, why not show it off at the very least, and at least give you an example of why they might not work. But it's still so fun to do. Whee! Get wrecked, cow! Ha-ha! That cow got wrecked. Okay, since I saw a little bit of snow while we were up here, just real quick wanted to mention this, but there's sometimes a glitch where if you place the like lava or water over these one wide little snow blocks, you would sometimes have it placed above, and that's not good. Well, just wanted to let you know that on both cases, they are fixed, so you don't have to worry about that. It will break the snow block, this little snow slab here, and you won't accidentally place them, above you and accidentally walk into your own lava trap. So that's fixed, and that's good for everybody. Alright, so there are a couple of new enchants in good old UHC. I want to take all this stuff out real quick. We have got ourselves two new types of enchants. These are treasure enchants, and they are Frostwalker and Mending. So Mending is going to be kind of a repair-oriented enchantment. Think of like the various repair enchantments. I think Thaumcraft has one. A couple of different mods have repair enchantments like Repair 2, where you can enchant something and it will draw experience and repair your tools. This is exactly the same thing, but it's now in vanilla. So the way that works is, I believe, if I have a damage tool with Mending, and I go ahead and I put it using F in my offhand, it should... Oh, maybe not. Maybe that's not how it works. I'm not sure how it works, but it's not going to be very useful in UHC. You're probably not going to use it. I just wanted to very quickly show it off so that you could see it for yourself. And these various treasure enchantments happen to come from either chest loot, fishing, or from enchanted books. So, unfortunately, if you are trying to find them or from trading for enchanted books, they should say that they are enchanted books, but trading for enchanted books with villagers. So if you're trying to find one just randomly lying around in a desert temple or something, good luck. You're probably not going to find one. So Mending is meh. Mending is not very good. Frostwalker, on the other hand, is actually pretty cool and it might have a use in UHC. So I've got these diamond boots with Frostwalker. And I'm going to go ahead, go down to the water here. Whoa! What is this? What is going on here? What am I doing? Oh my goodness, I'm turning all of the ocean water into water. Like ice water. Isn't this cool? So, Frostwalker, as you might have guessed, lets you walk on water by turning water into ice around you. So this is Frostwalker 2. The radius is a lot more than you might find on Frostwalker 1. And you can see here, you just basically get this temporary ice. This is not permanent ice. So if you're running from somebody, or if you want to cross a body of water really quickly, and you don't want to have to jump across using the old tried and true stone block, put a stone block down, jump, put a stone block down, jump kind of method, this might actually be a way to get around that. The problem is it's not going to be a very not easy to obtain achievement, so you're not necessarily going to be able to do it right away. But maybe you could use this potion right here. This potion of luck is a potion. I don't know how you craft it in the game yet, but there is a potion that increases your luck for finding really good items. I don't suspect, again, this will be a thing that you see a lot of in UHCs, but it is simply worth mentioning that it's in the game now, and it's actually pretty cool. I like the luck enchantment.